everyone. Today we're just going to walk through my garden, give everybody a little idea as to exactly what I'm growing here. Right here you can see my green beans. They're growing up a homemade trellis. Trellis is not as strong as I want it to be, but it's holding up, and you can see that these green beans are doing great growing up. You can see some of the leaves are starting to turn a little brown. And this one's there. And this one's have some brown spots on them. Some of them are turning yellow. That's probably a little bit because of the sunlight issue that we have here. There's quite a few trees right in this section. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning here, and you can see that the bed has not yet got sun yet. So it'll get there in about another hour. It'll get about 6 or 7 hours of sunlight today, but we still wish it was getting a little more. Recently applied some Epsom salts and some liquid fertilizer to these guys over the last week, and you can see that the top growth is actually doing pretty well, so I think it's actually helping. We'll see how they do. Down here is some iceberg lettuce. However, it seems to want to grow like some romaine lettuce. This is not yet bolting, even though it looks like it's going straight up, if you can see this. So these actually still are very tasty. Some of them are ready to be picked, so we might have to have a salad for dinner. Down in here is some baby peppers that I'm probably going to pull out because they're just not growing, and I could use this space for some peppers that I actually bought at the store recently. Here are some marigolds I grew from seeds. They're still inside of my mini greenhouse containers. You can see that information on how to make those on my website, but they're basically in milk jugs. Down in here, you see these guys, little ones? These are all carrots that I had thinned out, and my daughter had wanted to try to see if they would grow. There's about 6 of them that actually started new sprouts. That's why they're so little, and they are actually growing even though they've been replanted, so that's a good sign. Here's a fresh parsley plant that I actually purchased the other day. It's doing awesome. These are broccoli, and right now they have not yet started to make a broccoli, but the leaves are looking pretty good. Looks like somebody wants to nibble on them. I have a feeling that might be my either my rabbit or my chipmunk. I'm not quite sure, but it's still growing pretty healthy. These are my cauliflower, again also doing pretty well from a health standpoint, although the leaves are a little bit chewed up. These are the guys that I'm a little worried about these days. These are my zucchini, and yes, there is a flower on this one, and on the other side of my pinwheel, which you can read about on my website as well, here's another little flower right here. Let's see if we can get a good angle on it. These guys have not grown very much in the last, I would say, month. However, they do have new growth on them, with the exception of this guy that doesn't look like he's doing too well. But they are not expanding and growing huge, and I have yet to get a female flower on these guys, so I'm not thinking they're going to do too well this year. We'll see how they go. These are yellow squash. Also, same problem. Let's see how they're not kind of growing here, and they haven't gotten any flowers recently, although again they were showing very strong signs of yellow on them, and they are now green again, so I think that was a case of overwatering. I've been cut back dramatically on the amount of water that they're getting, and they seem to be doing better. This is a regrown celery. I grew it from the base of a stalk. I put it in some water. It sat in water for about a month and a half to 2 months. And now I transplanted it into the ground, and you can see it's actually kind of starting to take over these yellow squash. Since they're not doing too well right now, I'm not worried about it. These are my peas. I just pulled 2 out because they actually had died off at the roots, which kind of worries me a little bit. But you can see we picked 3 of them yesterday. Each one had 3 pods in them. Right here is a brand new pod that's growing. I'm going to kind of come around and show you. You can see it's trying to grow up a little bit higher than my tomato plant holder. Here's some beautiful flowers on these peas. Check these out. And there's my daughter in the background. These peas are doing awesome, but there are some little lines. This one's almost ready to pick right here. See that? This one too. And this one as well. So these guys are getting close to being ready to pick, and there's a few others on here. I don't know if you can see these little white lines that are on these guys. No nibble on there, but they're starting to go a little brown on the bottom, and they've got some white lines, so I got to figure out what's going on here. I'm going to turn off the camera for a moment, and I'm going to walk to the other side of my garden. I'll actually show you a shot where I'm going now. You see my wheelbarrow because I'm still planting a little bit. I'm going to head over there, and I'm going to give you an up-close shot of that area of my garden as well.